Well, it still is Sunday. Here at the McDonald house, I'm going down to Starbucks to get Amy a drink. I might get one too. I'm not feeling it today, though. I'm not feeling the Starbucks today. We'll see. I did, you guys may have noticed last night, Nancy Allison raced under Johnny McKinnon's name, and I thought it was only fair. I'd gone away, Shed Row 2, so if you've been to our barn, the giant barn up top, there's Shed Row 1 and 2. Shed Row 2 was full of a lot of Ohio horses. Johnny worked and rode horses there all winter. James was virtually in charge of that shed row, but when those horses dispersed and went to Ohio, there wasn't a whole lot left there. So it was a ragtag crew of horses that were coming back from injury or hadn't made it to the races or had been, horses that hadn't made it before, like Nancy Allison. Now, I could have sent the filly back to Mario's barn, but Johnny had been going with her. James had been going with her. Johnny and James had kind of worked hand in hand on Shed Row 2 throughout the latter stages of the spring into the summer. So I wanted to keep a close eye on Nancy Allison. Plus, James gets along real well with her. James knows when she's good and when she's bad. When she starts to turn bad, look out. She is a menace to be around. But good last night, as Johnny put it, he said, it's almost like Anthony Hahn drove her like he was scared of her. That might have been my fault. I called him to say, listen, this is no little boy's horse, and, if you could, just try and protect her. We're trying to teach her to be a horse. This is a filly that's incredibly well-bred and has really, pull no punches, really let us down since day one. And we know she has talent. We know she has speed. And I'd like to see her start to do it right. So Anthony Hahn is about my age. We've raced against each other for 2 decades. Probably battled plenty times too. But he's got a good set of hands on him, and he understands horse racing quite a bit. Smart guy. And did a superb job with Nancy Allison last night. Even he doesn't know what this filly can do, and the negative side of what she can do if she really puts her mind to it. And nobody knows what she can do if she puts her mind to doing it the right way. It's kind of like Star Wars. She doesn't know whether she wants to be Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker yet. Luke Skywalker. So we're trying to keep her from the dark side. That's what we're trying to do. So I guess that makes me Yoda. I can't do a Yoda impersonation. Not on call like that in the morning. So Anthony did a fantastic job. It's a great name. Anthony did a fantastic job with Nancy Allison last night, and Johnny has done a great job in the barn, right? Johnny, we always try. This is the same type of thing where, sure, we wanna hire Mario and Harry and Kevin, to give them a chance to get their barns, to get barns back, to do what they love. People that have been there and done that on the world stage. Mario with 100 million in purses and 8,000 wins. Yeah, and people dig at him all the time for not having the training experience, but you can't be in that type of a family without having the understanding of what the mechanics of a horse and how to train a horse. And throughout the years when I was in Montreal watching Ben, it was always Ben and Mario, right? It was a Ben and Mario show. So although the numbers as a trainer weren't there, simply because Mario's been such a decorated driver, he didn't need to have a stable or didn't want to have a stable. Things change, times change. So Mario brings a certain draw with him. Harry Polton with On the Road Again, Matt Scooter, and a plethora of other horses. And then Kevin McMaster, he's just a consummate horseman, does a great job, and a guy that has had, he was the leading trainer of all time at Woodbine. So when it comes to Johnny, the accolades aren't there, but at the same time, the work ethic is, and the understanding, the communication is so important to be able to pick up the phone at any time and talk to Johnny. He knows what I want. When Johnny first came up here, he came up here with me when I had a stable in 2007. And he's bumped around, had his own stable, done his own thing. Was back at a diminished role with us riding horses. But That role can be what it wants with Johnny. And I gave him a Glare AM. He's in charge of Shed Row 2 right now, and we're going to go through that Shed Row. We'll start with Nancy Allison, just because I talked about her. By far the best parimutuel event she's ever... Now, the other ones were terrible, but, yeah, he missed the gate, but that was by design, right? I didn't want him slamming her nose up on the gate and getting her crazy. I was surprised she wasn't a lunatic anyway. The fact that he could miss the gate was incredible, an incredible enough feat on its own. So Nancy Allison is and then the last 100 yards sprinted forward. There's talent there. We all know it. And let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Baby steps in the most literal sense of the word, or saying. That's what we're looking for here with Nancy Allison. So Johnny and Anthony Hahn, great job with Nancy Allison. A Glare AM, a filly that has tons of talent. She tied up really bad back in June. We had to give her time. She missed the start of the season. Then she got sick when everybody else did, and she got sick. She missed the whole summer. Between not an ounce of lameness, between tying up and being sick, she missed the whole stake season. But she's back. She's back now. James tells me he thinks he can win the maiden trot with her next week, the 2-year-old filly maiden trot. She is entered in to go. Let's see how she does. Can't Muscle Me. Johnny has her over on his side. This is a filly I thought highly of, but we always knew there was an issue with her knees, and it just felt like every time we really pushed and pushed, she was telling us, be careful. And I always tell you guys, when the horses are talking, you better listen. And she was telling us she just wasn't ready to continue moving forward. So we stopped with her and brought her back. She's back going now. Frilly Fringes, 1-2 all year. Number 1-2 and top 4-5 all year, training down. Got to the races and allergies just did her in. And she couldn't function. And we had to stop with her. She's back now, going good also. Jesse Balboa, another horse. Trained him down in 2.6, 2.7, something like that. He was just small and he was going to miss Indiana. What the hell were we training him for? Turn him out and let him grow. Let him grow up, and we'll swing for 2021. And if he doesn't look like he's going to be a stake horse in 2021, guess what? He can go train in somebody else's barn, and that's fine too. Really Blue Chip. This is another filly. A little bit like Nancy Allison, but totally different in the sense that she's not crazy or hot. She's smart filly, very durable, tough, but couldn't carry any weight. And this was from the day we dropped a harness on her back when she was a baby. So what that led to was a very inconsistent racing, race results for her. So what I did was just simply said enough was enough. Took the harness off her, sent her out to Sean Brisebois. Said, I don't care what you feed her. I need 200 pounds minimum on this filly. Now, she still is, if you were to judge her beside other horses, you'd say, she's a little underweight. But she looks obese beside the Really Blue Chip that went out to Sean Brisebois. So Sean Brisebois did a great job with her. Can't wait to see this filly, and she has to keep her weight on. Shelby, who was taking care of, I believe is taking care of her, who was taking care of Braemar. Same type of situation. I need weight on her, kept on her, and I need her growing. So that's the plan with Really Blue Chip. Now, Eternity Road. Johnny also has Eternity Road. As we turned him out and crowd that hind leg, it wasn't your average normal injury. This was an injury that occurred long before we bought him. And we were dealing with the remnants of this injury. And dealt with it good. Have a clear path to getting him back to the track. This isn't a colt that got close and just got sore and couldn't do it. This is a colt we trained in 59, come 27 in a piece. Did do it. And we just said, geez, he's just really fast and he's got the right work ethic. That may lead to an injury. Let's nip this in the bud right now, and that's exactly what we did. And then we have Johnny also has in his side of the barn, no jog cart yet, but a harness, I believe, for Mischievous Rose. Who is Mischievous Rose? Mischievous Rose is the Muscle Mass filly that was sent here by Dr. Haley Moore. And Mischievous Rose is a good-looking filly. We'll break her in when we get our other horses done. But for now, she's just out in the field and getting the harness on and learning the ropes nice and slow. Kind of the opposite of how the rest of them are going to learn it. But nevertheless, learning the ropes. So that is Johnny McKinnon's barn. Johnny's got an opportunity here. He's done a great job so far, and I wish him all the luck. Take care.